are raising mentally weak children because we overdo for them. One of the concepts in the book I really love is if you do too much for your children, you are increasing your self-esteem by stealing theirs. That we develop mental toughness by solving problems. So if my daughter would forget her homework at home, nobody's bringing it to school. If she didn't bring a jacket on a cold day, even though her mother told her to, nobody's bringing her the jacket. It's so important to, when a child says, I'm bored, rather than you fix it, just say, I wonder what you're going to do about it. And then shut up. Let them begin to figure out their problems or the solutions to their problems rather than being overly involved with them.
Are we raising mentally weak children? What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys clicking on the video today, as we will be talking about a subject that I love talking about. I don't know if you guys enjoy talking about your kids, man. That's why I created this channel, because I do believe to be the best dad ever. And if you do not believe that you are the best dad ever, I think you should just get out of the father atmosphere, man. What are you doing? You should think of yourself as being the best dad ever, even when you're probably not. The thing is, I have videos where we talk about these challenges and, scenarios that men go through on a daily basis in this here country. And, we get the short end of the stick when it comes to parenting. They give it all to the mothers, and shout out to the mothers for doing their part. But that's the key word, part. It's another part to this, and this is fatherhood. This is fathering your children. A father is there not to coddle you. A father is there not to tell you it's going to be okay. That is literally your mother's job. Now, I play the role of a father. I play this role, and I enjoy playing this role. Since I've seen my little girls come out of my ex-wife's belly, I've fell in love with these little girls. I just gotten softer, right? I remember growing up, and I used to be like a masculine, hard guy that you couldn't tell nothing. My temper was here, and it's my way or the highway. True story, man. But when I had my first child, it was a girl. And, I looked at this little bundle of joy, and I just said, wow, I started crying on movies and stuff. I'm like, what am I doing? I got feelings now. Oh my God, what is going on? But I learned another thing. When I raise my children, I want to prepare them for this world. I want to prepare them for this world as a girl. I want to prepare them for this world as a black girl. I want to prepare them for the worst case scenario. So when I'm gone, their mother is gone, they are self-sufficient. And this gentleman just broke it down all so nicely. Now, is he telling you that you shouldn't help your children? No, you are there to be a guide for your children at all times. I am a guide to my children, but best believe I do not give them the answers all the time. Most of the time, they do come up with the answers if I have them sit in it. I help my little girl, Jordan. She's my youngest. She's 11 years old. And, we be in here doing her homework, and, she be having math problems. And we just started, talking about, Ben Franklin and his life story and everything, because she's in government class. And, we was going through his life story, and they were asking to pinpoint the key points in this particular biography. And I give it to her, man. She did the damn thing, and she got an A on that homework as well. Not because I gave her the answers, it's because she understood who I am. I am not just going to give it to you. I will guide you. I will give you the tools. And that's what a father is all about, giving you tools to be self-sufficient, giving you the tools to understand that no one is going to give you anything. No one is going to pat you on the back when you get out of that house at 18 years old. That job is going to ask you certain questions, and you cannot not answer the question because it just didn't make you feel good. And that leads us into what that man was talking about. I do believe in today's society that we are raising mentally weak children. And when I say mentally weak children, that means children not understanding how to not go to Google, how to, just live, go outside, experience something, fall down, break an arm or a leg. And I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying. We grew up, I am 40 years old, about to be 41 next week. Shout out to me, because a lot of dudes I grew up with, they ain't make it, man. Shout out to them, but they didn't make it. And I'm trying to be here for my children. And at the end of the day, I grew up in some rough conditions. I am from Northeast Washington, D.C., 1280 Rum Street. There you go, baby, 1280 Rum Street. And, I had to learn things the hard way. But guess what? I learned things the hard way. See, you can go through trials and tribulations and, look at yourself and be like, I got out of that. How did I get out of that? I'm one of 3 brothers on my mother's side. She primarily raised us together. And both of my brothers were arrested. I wasn't arrested. I went to college. My big brother went to college. My little brother went to prison. He spent 13 years in there, from 15 to 28 years old. I am the exception. But I made certain choices in life, and I had to deal with certain things that no one helped me with. I had to figure it out on my own. I was 16 years old going off the Job Corps in Pennsylvania, where we were in the woods, man, and the mountains and the woods of Pennsylvania. I never left home before. The thing is, man, I had to get it out of the mud, really. And I had to learn a lot of things on my own. I give my children credit for learning things on their own, but I do coddle them sometime. I am that type of father where they need that type of love, because I do have girls. I'm not blessed with boys. I wanted boys. Maybe I'll get a boy. I don't know, but I always have a balance, though. The things that I do for them, I let them know why I'm doing it. I let them know the value of $1, and I let them know who I am, and they love to literally try to figure it out, because since they were born, I've never been the father or the parent that will just do it for them. The thing is, you have to hone in on what they're good at. First of all, you got to have them listen. I'm a lecturer. Any of my children will tell you, oh my God, he's about to talk again. Look, I have a talk show. The thing is, they're going to remember these things later on in life, just like I remember certain things that people said to me later on in life. What I'm trying to tell you guys is, we can not have these kids be scared of everything. We cannot have these kids scared to learn. I have my children think. If anything, I have them think. I don't tell them what to think. I don't tell them what to believe in. I say this, the same thing that my man Buddha said. Oh, there you go, my man. Buddha said, don't believe anything I tell you, your mother tell you, religion tell you, or anybody, unless it lines up with your common sense reasoning and understanding of the world. That's what Buddha said. Now, I'm not a Buddhist, but I do follow the teaching of Buddhism. And it's all about balance. And that's what I tell my children. I tell my children, just think. If you just think, you will figure it out. Now, I am there as a safety net that they don't even know about. And that's where the father thing comes in at. I did a video where this girl was talking about, how she asked her father for the rest of the rent money. And her father said, I don't have that for you. I don't.
I've had my dad in my life for my whole entire life. And I ran into other people who's had their fathers in their life. And I noticed that men raise two different types of women in their life. It is some dads that pamper their daughters, and there's other dads that make their daughters so independent they almost like men. Elaborate on that. Because I feel like with my dad, because of what he's seen in his life and how he's seen the women operate in his life, he was like, I want to make it so you don't have to depend on nobody for anything but me, but don't even ask me for it because you're going to be so dependent you can do it on your own. I'll tell you a story. When I was in college and I was working and going to school and running track, so I was working as a waitress at IHOP, still taking 13 hours and going to school, and I was late on my rent. It was like I needed $200 to pay my rent. $200, right? And I called to ask my dad for it, and he was like, I ain't got it. You don't have it. You don't have it. What do you mean you don't have it? Like, this is a man who used to walk around with like wads of money in his pocket just because, but he was like, I don't have $200. You went to Hampton's homecoming last week and had a blast and spent your money. He said, my money is not your responsibility money. He said, that's your money. My money is not your bill money. You went and had fun with your money. Figure it out. Said to me, if I give it to you now, you will not learn how to be responsible, and you will always ask me for stuff when you get in a bind. And when you are seriously in a bind, I won't want to help you because I will think you will always just be playing games with me. He did not give it to me. I didn't get kicked out. I picked up an extra shift at work. I made my money and I paid my rent. But that taught me right then and there, always pay your bills first and be responsible. Even till the day that my dad passed, I never had to ask him for a damn thing. One, I was scared he would give it to me anyway, but I always responsible enough to where I was like, I got it. And so I'm thankful for that lesson, but he really could have given me $200 for my rent.
And as you guys can see, this father didn't budge, but she figured it out. She figured out a way to pay that rent. Now, I don't know what she did, but she figured a way out. And that's what I try to instill in my daughters. That's what I try to, talk to you guys about. At the end of the day, we as fathers have to understand to not let our children see that safety net. It's there. You're not going to let your children just fall completely. And if you do, I don't think you would be the best dad ever. But at the end of the day, if that woman really didn't have it, and this came to the wire, her father probably would have saved her. But the thing is, with that safety net, you always got to understand to have a lesson with that. Have a lesson, a real stern, hard lesson to your child. To understand why I'm doing this. The reason I'm doing this is because I am not going to let you squander. But you was about to squander. And understand, if I wasn't here, and I am not going to be here one day, it will not be a safety net. And you will literally be on those streets. And you want to elaborate on that, man. You want to let your children understand that you are not going to be here all their life. That's just a fact of life. You guys go down in the comment section and tell me if you agree with, are we actually raising mentally weak children. And if you guys are finding the channel for the very first time, I am Dutch the Creator, and this is Dutch Talk Fatherhood. I appreciate you guys. Like the video, it helps share the video around, and some videos just popped up on your screen to get more in depth in the channel and what I'm all about. What it is, it's speaking up for fathers, having a safe space for fathers to talk about the complexities of fatherhood. I will catch you guys on the next episode. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell, and like. Let's go. Peace. I will catch y'all.